And we should be streaming in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey everybody, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. My name's Casey. We're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition tonight, working our way through our community campaign. If you see and like what we do, feel free to swing by and check out in the Discord, and also hop in and play because our community campaign is open for drop in, drop out. And excuse me as I look off to the side here. I'm just trying to make sure. Yep, there we go. Oh, and hey, look at that subscription renewal. How many months in a row is that? 14 months in a row. Way to go.
14.
Cool. So what we got going on tonight is one of our community campaigns. We are in the Tier 1 section, so that's characters levels 1 through 4. There is an adventure board, quests posted up in the town of Hommlet to help out with the local troubles, of which there are quite a few. This evening, the adventurers are responding to a quest posted by Alfred Toma of the Matricular Deep, a wizarding school located up in the town of Twilight Falls, a little ways north and east of Hommlet, about 50 or so miles away ish. And they are rerouting the high road. The high road has run into some trouble because it used to go from Twilight Falls down through Nulb, right near the Temple of Elemental Evil, through a little bit of a bog, and then down to Hommlet. And some characters even have homesteads just on this much blighted road. But the Matricular Deep is making an effort to reroute down the south, following Ymird's Run a little riverway and then branching off to the south. The problem is where they planned to go is currently being dwelled in by the black dragon Dusktooth, who has taken over the Moat House, a fortification that's been a site of constant trouble, fairly close to the Temple of Elemental Evil, at least the old one that was fought against 10 years ago. And progress on the road's basically ground to a halt. They wanted to keep going a little south and west, link back up with that road, but they just can't do it. So they posted up on the board 100 gold pieces for an adventuring team, each for adventurers, willing to act as envoy and escort to bring gifts to the Red Dragon Sithbik, away to the north, asking her to lay claim openly to the lands that the Black Dragon Dusktooth now dwells within, thinking that this additional threat of a red dragon might aid in rousting Dusktooth from their lair. 5 adventurers have turned up, and let's go ahead and meet some of them, because a few of them are brand new. We'll start with the folks who have been here a time or two and might be familiar with Alfred. Let's start with kind of the middle of the screen set here, Farnsworth. Farnsworth, as you are asked to be introduced, the players taking pity on what's about to happen, stopping in from their wrestling viewing, have bought everyone a reroll. So we do have 5 rerolls in the bucket. Oh, and the DM's got one too. So thanks everybody out there. Farnsworth, who are you and what do you look like?
Look like that. And the name is Farnsworth Pennington Stout Ripple the third. He's a wealthy gnome, or well, he's not really wealthy, but his family is. He's kind of been kicked to the curb. His dad found this red genie and made a bargain with him to kind of put his son into servitude to do whatever the genie wishes for a while. Farnsworth doesn't even really know what the genie wants yet, but yeah, I guess he belongs to it, or vice versa, until he figures that out. And also recently, he's discovered that this arrangement comes with mystical powers that he at first wasn't aware of. So now he's trying to figure that out with the help of his imp familiar that recently showed up and
Sure, sounds good.
helping him with that. So
And
now he's going off to meet a dragon. So
yeah,
he's not a smart guy apparently.
somebody's got to make the deals with the dragons.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alfred, of course, is very enthusiastic about you all turning up and has let you know unequivocally. The portents, the auguries, the divinations all indicate that those who are willing to try do have the greatest chance of success.
That
Mm.
makes perfect sense.
100% accurate every time. Uh,
Right.
Clog, next going counterclockwise around the table. How about a quick introduction for Clog?
Uh, Clog is a third level bugbear by barbarian. Um, he's been out joining up with different adventure groups. He's trying to, gain some experience and prove himself to his other family bugbears, and he has had some success in his adventuring groups, and he's looking forward to meeting one of these dragons. He's heard about them, but he's never run across one before, and he thinks that would be a good experience. And he, even though he likes the thought that no one has a success who never tries, uh, it's also probably possible that many who do try don't have come don't come back. So, um, and that's one of the things that he's worried about too. I mean, those that don't try, are only safe. And those that do, many times are not. So
Alfred, wise,
he
very
sees both
wise.
sides of the coin.
Yes, very, very wise there, but unfortunately, in this case, if no one tries, a black dragon will lair very close to the city, so even those who do not try will suffer quite soon. And with that, it ticks around counterclockwise to Stevram. Stevram, how about a quick intro?
Hello. My name is Chris. I'm playing Stevram Dorn. Uh, he has been hanging around Hommlet. It had come to light that he was actually working for Sir Donovan. Was kind of his eyes and ears here in town, and for the most part, he's kept a low profile. He's assisted the Matricular Deep uh, on some of the missions, or actually, I think probably most of the missions that they have put forth. In large part, he's continued to do that because their coin is good. They pay, and it has actually given him some information with on some of the previous outings uh, to get word back to Donovan and some of the things that have been going on. But in its downtime, for the most part, he's just been assisting the town with general labor and making acquaintances and friends.
Awesome.
He has served with or gone on missions with Farnsworth and Clog both before. So
Excellent. And so, Stevram, as you're settling yourself in there as well, you may notice something I think familiar. I believe you were all with the party that recovered the decanter of endless water. Um,
yes,
and that now sits in a little bit of a, position of pride on the table that Alfred's next to. In front of him, he's got a fairly hefty looking chest that just screams this is a treasure chest. Like it is made to look like a treasure chest. Behind that, he's got two fair-sized, maybe paintings or something like that. They're wrapped in skin. They're about 3 foot by 2 foot. Two of those. There's that decanter sitting there, so a little uh, pretty decanter, as well as a stave or staff sitting beside it. Um, uh, is it Tolgorn?
Oh,
It is Tolgorn.
Tolgorn. Too many L's in there. I wanted to start AAing it. Tolgorn. Could I get an introduction from you? You'd been chatting with Alfred. He, a little bit familiar with you at this point, and it led you to think this might be a good idea. You know,
Well, this is true. I just arrived. Tolgorn Arno, human, barbarian, 6'8", 230 pounds, all muscle. has a has a big axe on his back.
Big kid.
Just arrived looking for my brother, and I run into to this gentleman here who says something about making a deal with a dragon.
Yes. And Alfred had done a little asking around to at least get a reasonable confirmation of your story that there is the possibility that you are indeed a of the Arno family, and it didn't seem outlandish that you might be. So Alfred says, of course, uh, always happy to help an adventurer to prove themselves in this area. And of course, of the Arno family, you can't get a much better bloodline than that one of the heroes of Hommlet. Um, and certainly a way to prove yourselves and earn your way into that inner circle in the auspices of the most worshipful wizard Byrne. Um, and as that sort of compliment and please take the money and go deal with the dragon for us kind of continues, he turns his attention over to Herzen.
Hi, my name's Berzin. I'm a halfling. Got bright, fiery red hair. Some people confuse me for a leprechaun. I'm not a leprechaun. I do not have a lot of gold. So don't try and steal my gold.
Sounds like
What the hell
Person's
is
going
a
to look around
leprechaun?
and he's going to be quite impressed with the beefiness of the party. A lot of strong guys here. Clog, you know we're going to see a red dragon. Even if you survive, all that fur will be gone. I hope you're wearing something underneath.
Oh, I'd hate to get my fur burnt off.
Oh, it's okay. If it breathes on us,
Although it
we're
does grow
probably all
back.
going to die. So there's that.
all right. And speaking of concerns of gold, Alfred says you'll be prepaid for this particular adventure so that you do have those funds at discretion for you. And he hands each of you 100 gold. What the situation is. And just a moment as I flip maps so I can point at things here.
That doesn't bode well. I don't think he thinks we're coming back.
Oh, I just want you to have the most of the resources available to you at the time. Success is paramount.
And this way, the worm gets paid one way or the other, I assume.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
Hmm.
What do we know about the dragon?
What do we know about the dragon? An excellent question. And so he rolls out a bit of paper on the set or parchment, rather. It's got a map outlined on it, and you should be able to see that map now, I hope. Um, and on that map, we have a couple of things. First, down here, we have the town of Hommlet, where you are now. Not far away, 5 to 10 miles, is the moat house where the black dragon Dusktooth now lairs. About 10 to 15, 15 to 20 miles away is the town of Nolb, where bad things have happened and is to be avoided. Um, Further north, some 50 miles from here, is where we believe Sithbik, the red dragon, now lairs. Based on the size of the lair that the caustic chlorine dragon uh, sets, dragon we think should want 25 to 30 miles territory. This puts these two at odds. And we think that by pitting them against each other, we can put enough pressure on Dusktooth that it might abandon its lair, since it's only recently settled in there, whereas Sithbik has been building their lair for some better part of the decade since the temple fail. The Matricular Deep, our tower, now is locked at the moment near the town of Tumblestone. The roadway we've constructed several things have happened. There are some hobgoblins that have been detected in around this area. We fought some kobolds and dealt with a vampiric or undead menace there. And then quite near to Twilight Falls is a pond with some rather unusually large frogs and toads. There's rumors that a pack of were-rats may have inhabited this area here. And a wisp or ghost was encountered upon the road. I've heard that red dragons are very interested in the news of the day, so perhaps some of this might interest them, as we think that we can convince her to claim this as her domain. Now, we think a dragon can't really fly out and back quite that far in a day, at least not normally to hunt. So even though we're going to be offering the land to her, we don't expect her to be hunting it. We think more like a 5 to 10 mile range is likely we're there to hunt. With Sithbeck, that will keep her away from most populated areas. With Dusktooth, that puts Hommlet squarely in its path. The offer we have is some magic items as well as some curios, and we think something that will interest her. I understand from the stories of the temple falling that her brother or clutchmate was slain in a gaming contest of sorts. So we wish to try and catch her appeal with a game. And he unveils the kind of painting looking thing, pulling it down, and it's a brass or bronze placard on which is sort of sketched in maybe charcoal and lightly scratched into the surface a design that looks like a playing card. What we believe is we can offer her a set. Now, there are 78 of these cards in total, and we think that if we offer her a magic item and a card to match as a demonstration of her treasures, of her hoard, that perhaps for the next 78 years we can sort of earn a peace. At least that she does not seek to destroy our areas like Dusktooth would. Now, along with this, we have treasures, and he opens up the treasure chest. Polished stones from Tumblestone. We think if we offer this as a tribute from the outskirts of her land, that would encourage her to lay claim to that whole area. Now, we've been theorizing for the last few months how we might accomplish this, and our auguries and our divinations have said that you, those who would assemble here, would have the best insight at the time how to bring this to fruition. But these would be the resources that would provide you the best opportunity. 2 magic items as gifts, these artist works that we would want her opinion on, and then to commission fully, to buy us a year at a time, you see. How
What are
does
the
that
magic
strike you?
items?
The magic items, this decanter, endless water,
Oh, I see.
and this card you see. Are you familiar? Oh, well, they're a divination set. This is called the Ace of Cups. It's to show endless water springing forth, and the decanter matches quite nicely. This is called the Ace of Staves. It's to show new life and forward thinking. And this staff, and he taps it on the ground, a little flower sprouts. A staff of flowers. See, we think if we can match each one, we have ideas for at least the first 10 or so, and well, that'll be 11 years from now's problem if we can't think of another. But what do you think?
It is cute,
Excellent. Well,
certainly.
I'm hoping she'll think the
Um,
same.
one question: Are you positive that even should she agree to this proposition, would she be strong enough to overtake this black dragon? Could he not fight her off? And
Well,
if he wins and discovers your ploy to set her against him, could that not draw him here with a vengeful attitude?
uh, in the rankings, red dragons are said to be above uh, the black dragons. The red are more
Mm.
ferocious. They're more cunning, more majestic in their way, I suppose. Said also to be more tyrannical and more cruel, but focus on the positives. The black dragons are said to be craven and cowardly, though sadistic and very willing to hold a grudge. But we feel if we throw our weight behind the red dragon, or at least in appearance have the red dragon lay claim to the area, it makes the moat house less appealing to dust to. So when we do strike, more likely to flee than to fight.
And then he becomes somebody else's problem, right?
Why do we not just go kill this dragon? Why are we going to make a deal with another dragon? We should just kill the one that's the problem.
Well, there's been a 2,000 gold bounty for some time now, and no one has taken up on it.
I just got here.
Ah, well, there's been a 2,000 gold bounty for some time, and no one except you has offered to take up on it.
What say you men?
So it's 100 gold to face a red dragon, or 2,000 to face a black one, which you say is weaker.
Well, 100 gold to negotiate with a red dragon, to offer us some way of keeping the dragon from lairing somewhere else just out of reach. You see, they can fly, and very few of us can.
I'd rather
Mm.
stay on the good side of a dragon than go up and fight them.
Well, that's a solid point.
Now, of course, if you wish to join the strike team against the Black Dragon, the Matricular Deep will throw in behind you. But we think securing the aid and assistance of the Red Dragon, even if only in name, would be very useful. Should the Black Dragon flee without our ability to slay it, more likely to fly further away, less likely to relair in some other convenient place.
And have you ever talked to a dragon?
I have not, no.
Do you know anyone who has?
Very few. I've
I've never
read
You
books
talked to
know
about
at
one.
people
least
who have.
one?
I understand their language.
Well, I have heard, and I've met several here, and he gestures around. Many of the heroes of Hommlet have actually dealt with dragons. Several dealt with Sithbek's brother, and some have dealt with dragon turtles, which are related, but not quite the same.
And when you say they've dealt with his brother, in what sense? Or her
Uh,
brother?
in the sense that her brother was slain by the heroes of Hommlet during a contest of some sort.
Oh,
Yes, you may wish to avoid bringing that up.
Which one did
yes.
it?
Say that again, Person?
Which ones did it?
Which
Who killed
ones did it?
the
I
brother?
don't recall. I'd have to. I was unfortunately not there myself, and that wasn't part of the research preparation we did. It really should have been, shouldn't it?
Yes, because if this red dragon is angry with us, perhaps we could send them their way. They've already killed a dragon, so if
Well,
things go
Hmm.
since you
poorly,
since you don't know, you can honestly plead ignorance
Ah, but what if we employ deception?
or deception.
We tell this red dragon we know who killed her brother and where to find them. The old moat house down the way. Would that work?
Well, it's certainly an idea, and if that is what seems
Mhm,
best to you at the time, you may do so. But I will let you know there's a black dragon in the old moat house right now. We don't
mhm.
just want to trade out dragons. We want to encourage one to leave and one to stay rather far away.
Okay.
Would fear that
Well, this
if
plan sounds utterly insane, but I am up for an adventure.
I
what could go
would
wrong?
I would fear attempting to deceive the red dragon if it
Hmm.
went south and ended up getting into a fight and it did win. Uh, I fear that the matricular deep may bring its wrath down upon it.
I
Does the red dragon know that somebody from Hommlet killed her brother? And does it care?
My understanding is yes, it is aware, and it does have some vengeful inclinations, but I believe it is currently building its lair first. Um, it's constructing fortifications at the moment.
Surely it wasn't my brother that killed it.
Again, I am not entirely sure.
I believe, as the story goes, it was.
Oh,
I have
shit.
unconfirmed reports.
Now that we know that, if it asks, we're gonna have to tell it.
Perhaps.
Thorwald. Thorwald killed a dragon.
That is one of
That
the
I-
rumors that I have heard, yes. I was not intending to present to you that your brother was a dragon slayer and you won't even talk to one, but, you know,
Farnsworth shrinks down a little in his chair, wondering what's going to happen to that comment.
as I said, you seem the type that would be brave enough, and here you have the opportunity to prove it and to be paid.
That sounds like
I
a
trying.
rumor that got started in a tavern over a lot of drinks.
I've heard many stories of my brother, but he wasn't a dragon slayer.
Apparently he was.
Again, many things happened in that temple.
Now I really can't wait to meet my brother.
Yes, I've heard strange, strange stories. Marriages performed for other dragon turtles, dragons slain. It madness, really. Who knows what really happened down there?
Lord Donovan has told me stories.
Now,
Who's Donovan?
one of the heroes of Hommlet.
Yes.
But
I'm getting the feeling that we're the sacrificial lambs here.
no, no, no. Don't think sacrificial. Think inoffensive. You are meant to convey our respect, admiration, and abject terror of a red dragon to them and give them a gift. They like terror. And you have the face for it.
Did he just say that we were not offensive? I will go on the offense.
I would not recommend that. You would have to energetically make your way there, but you do not want to give offense to the red dragon. We wish to indicate that we appreciate and acknowledge the red dragon's domain and inform it that the black dragon is encroaching. We wish to give gifts to the red dragon. If there's a black dragon, we can't. And it's a ploy, you see, a short-term ploy. Only 78 years worth of gifts planned.
Is
Suzanne?
any of us really good at negotiating? I'm not.
My father
We
was
we
a
need,
good
we need
salesman.
someone who's good at negotiating.
I've heard great things about Sir Farnsworth, Lord High Negotiator Farnsworth
Mm. The second,
the
yes.
second.
Well, then you're the one that needs to talk to the dragon.
And to
All right.
convey Farnsworth
So
there
hope our friend here
safely.
has inherited his. Mhm. If I've inherited my father's charms and salesmanship, hopefully our friend here has inherited his family's dragon slaying tendencies and will be ensured success.
We need to avoid the attempting to slay a dragon, though.
That'd
And
probably be a wise choice.
I'd put it deep in the Plan B category.
I don't want to get my fur singed.
and
I like my fur.
one
I don't
thing
think I
I
want to see
would
that either.
one thing I would like to throw in here as well. If the negotiations go poorly, we may still end up giving the dragon this treasure
Yes, of course. This is at
for
your
our
discretion.
lives.
At your
Yes.
discretion. Uh, we don't wish your deaths. If it is not a possible thing, return here. You're being paid to make the effort. We rely on your wish to maintain good reputations to give your best effort. But if it is not possible, well, then we just have to deal with two dragons at the same time.
And if negotiations do happen and we, how do I want to say this? If the dragon wishes to change the terms, what authority will we have to speak on your behalf?
Uh,
I guess what would be the the furthest in this direction would you be willing to go?
Opening the negotiations is really all we need for you. If you would get the acceptance from the dragon to receive more ambassadors, to open the chains of communication, that is really the task here. To begin the conversation, to make that first effort, to be competent enough to make your way there. My brethren and I, skilled in the arcane as we are, a bit bookish,
Sure. Okay.
and paper is quite flammable.
So
That
is
is
my
true.
fur.
Paper doesn't grow back?
Yeah, there's more.
Honestly, I don't think his fur will either. He'll probably be dead. When do we leave?
Well, the sooner the better, really. Black Dragon, kind of a uh, ticking clock of sorts. A few choices for
Hmm.
you. With the Black Dragon, the troubles to the north and near Nulb have expanded. You can still take the high road around, though. From what I hear, the swamp is growing. Cross the river there, and then high road, and then head north into the hills, or take the slightly longer way around. Come around the south, pick up the road in Tumblestone up to Twilight Falls, back down to the south and north from there, whichever is more appealing to you. We leave that to your discretion. You will have to carry this. It is a bit, and he kind of lifts up the chest. It's probably about 50 pounds. It's full of polished stones. Each of them are tumbled stones of questionable quality, maybe worth a couple of copper pieces each, though they're shiny and pretty, and there's maybe one or two in there that are especially nice. Not dragon hoard material, but maybe, out in the dragon's garden kind of thing. The bronze plates have been lightly scratched in, but they definitely need to be finished or carved out, really detailed work. This is just the idea of what should be there. The magic items are definitely magic items. That's nice. Um, and yes, excellent. There you go.
Um, Couple things that I would suggest before we head out. Perhaps stopping by the church, um, gathering up some healing potions, and also it would probably assist us greatly if we took perhaps a mule or something to carry all of this extra weight, and
Yes. My
and
wife,
also
that's exactly, in case she's hungry.
in case what?
She may be hungry when we arrive.
Yeah, exactly. The mule will not be coming back. It's-
Excellent. Please feel free to purchase a mule at list price. When you go out to purchase one, they're like, definitely not from that pen. You go out buy the mules from that pen. That pen's special. It's got kobolds in it. 3 kobolds in a trench coat, pretending to be a donkey, I think.
What?
Unless otherwise updated, I'm fairly certain there are 3 kobolds in a trench coat pretending to be a donkey that thinks it's special, and a donkey that thinks it's extra special. in the pen next to the little gift box with the turning.
There's a gift box.
Yeah, you put a little coin in, you get your little food out, and you feed the donkeys/kobolds. There's a nice little temple of Farlong.
What does that get us?
They must be really good at disguise.
So as you kind of head out, and Perzin and Tolgorn, who are new to the area, um, there is a little a small temple to Farlon, god of travel. There are two donkeys, one of which has sort of a serene look, one of which has sort of a like, hey guys kind of look, and one of which looks like three kobolds in a trench coat. Um, they are hanging out there. There's a little enclosure you put a coin in. It's got a little, shaky thing. It's not actual mechanism to get the food out, but you kind of pull it in, pull it out. It gives you like a dose of donkey food. Um, as you go over there, and I think Persian, you may have said like, "What's this all about?" You hear like a little voice, from the midsection of the donkey that's constructed of kobolds say, "We're sacred donkeys."
Okay.
Very lucky. You should feed us. Just put the
Hey
coin
guys,
in the
want to
slot.
have some fun?
You think we should feed the donkeys? Okay. I'll put coin in the slot and I'll feed the donkeys.
You put your coin in the slot.
Clug's gonna say, uh, which one looks the tastiest? Let's take that one.
Like three sets of kobold hands stick out, pointing at the donkey that looks like, "Hey guys." Um,
Oh, I guess that one doesn't want to come.
I thought we were taking a mule.
and
Not
then
a
like the three kobold hands zip down, and they point out the other way to where there's a mercantile just a little ways away, where there's another pen of animals for sale.
Oh, maybe I'll
Hmm.
take this food and feed that one then. Let's go buy a mule.
Okay.
Who's got money? Anyone?
I do. I've got this.
There they.
Excellent. We're gonna get along splendidly.
A mule is acquired, and for interacting with the donkeys, everyone please note that you do have inspiration. Inspiration, unlike the rerolls, must be called before you use the roll and will give you advantage on any roll you should happen to. Everybody's got the inspiration for the section, for taking part in the introductions and interacting with the donkeys and the kobold. Um, a mule is acquired for the appropriate price, probably from Lot and Wes, who set you up after inquiring, how long you plan on keeping this mule and such things. And when you're like, it's not coming home from the trip, they give you the oldest one in the lot, and away you go.
Church.
If you're giving us the oldest one, do we get a discount?
Oh no, this one's seasoned, aged.
Well, I hope that's how the dragon sees it.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll find out from the dragon how well seasoned. So
It's dry aged.
We'll be sure. We'll be sure to tell her where we got it in case she wants to leave a review or something along those lines.
Excellent. Lot and West look always ready to run away. And so you head up to the church. They greet you, of course. Welcome, welcome. You purchase a few of the healing potions, and they say, of course, blessings and such things upon you. They do what they can to assist you, make sure no one's hurt or ill. Healing potions are provided. Is there anything else we can do for you today?
I know the people in the church
Mhm.
pretty well, having assisted them and Donovan and everything. I will ask them to hold most of my money. If I don't come back, the money is yours. But I, I don't want the dragon to say, "We'll take all of that and empty your pockets and have all of my money on me."
Oh,
So
that's very clever. I'm gonna keep my gold just in case I need to buy my freedom.
Sounds good. So they do accept deposits, and assure you that they will wait for you and pray for you. Um, and should you not return, they will see that it goes to good ends. Um, Anything else happening in Hommlet? There's a little bit of a nip in the air. It's getting into winter. Whoop, hang on a second. I'm hearing Percy's voice is a little low. Let me bump up my gain here. I had bumped you down. I think your mic's starting to play the escapey
Oh,
game. There we
maybe.
go. All right, there we go. This should be good. Um, volume overall seems to be low. Hang on here. Let's give all the players a bump. Okay, cool. So weather. It's a bit of a nip in the air. We're getting into winter at this point. There have been some frosts and a bit of snow. Nothing's really on the ground here in the area of Hommlet, but the Gnarley Forest has seen an inch or two so far, so you would expect to see some snow on the ground as you head out and about. Winter clothing is available to you. You're not expecting to be at high elevation, so no need for winter gear. But it's brisk out there. Rations are required. Mule is available. So now the question: north along the high road or east through the gnarly forest, heading towards Tumblestone and up the new road? Which way is the party planning on going?
I'm familiar with the high road.
Mhm.
Yes, we've been there before. And the will-o'-wisp was taken care of last I checked. That may be the safest route. What do you think?
Yeah, it's the one I'm the most familiar with, and it leads the closest. I think it probably would be the best, but
You got it. And Tolgorn, getting rid of the names and pictures into the gear in the top right, down to, I think, video settings, and then um, descriptions only or something like that. I think it hides under video settings. And so, heading north along the high road, we're going to need somebody to volunteer for our first fateful D20. You're in Black Dragon territory, so you would prefer not to see a 1 on this D20. Could I have that fateful D20 from whoever would like to
Would
roll?
be.
It's not necessarily a black dragon. 13, excellent. The first portion of your travel goes along smoothly as you set out. There's a couple of flurries coming down. You're making good time heading up to the river. You reach the river by early afternoon. You're a little bit north of Knoll. You see the little sign posted, Bev's Boathouse, pointing you off to the side there. There's a little path that leads down to the water where Bev's boathouse waits. You head down the path, you look around, and Bev's boathouse is no longer there. Where Bev's boathouse was, there are some scratches in what used to be a small cave. There is a corroded and somewhat melted looking hull of a boat, and there's a little bit of chain dangling in the water to the north. Something big and angry has come through here. There's about 15 feet of water between you and the far bank. What might you be doing?
Oh no. They're
Why'd we
grumpy
come this
old.
way?
Well, there used to be a grumpy old woman who had overcharged for a ferry passage just up yonder, and her son. Don't recall
it's
speaking to him at any point, but he rowed the boat, I believe. And her specimens. Oh, her specimens. She had jars and jars of specimens. I bet
Jars
they're all
of
melted now.
specimens. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Mentioning that, you
Yes.
look back, there's little shards of glass, there's little rotted out pieces of things.
Anything salvageable?
How about, I think an investigation would help find that out. 18. Nothing immediately salvageable of her curios, but you think that with a little bit of work, you could get her little barge boat patched enough to maybe get across the river, depending on your skills. Um, it doesn't have its chains, so you would lose a little ground as you got across, but you could get across, or at least get your mule across. Maybe.
I say we
The
give
boat's
that a
big
try.
enough for the
If what the
mule?
woman said was true, those waters are infested with nasties.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to keep the mule calm.
Sure. Mule seems fairly calm, and as you're kind of checking that out, how about a quick animal handling at that? Perfect. So the mule's pretty chill. Chill enough that you're like, whatever did this is probably not in the immediate area anymore, otherwise this mule would be freaking out. Getting the mule into the barge, yep, you could probably do that. The barge can definitely handle the mule, a person, and then someone driving. You might be able to fit another person on there, but that would probably be the max. In that case, you could get in there, kind of drift across to the side. You lose some ground. You could drag it back up, drift over, drag it up, drift back again. So you'd have to go back and forth about 4 times to get the party across if you wanted to try that.
And I don't know if this is pertinent, but I'm proficient in carpenter's tools.
Ooh,
So
that will certainly help if you decide to take that route.
And we do have 2 little people.
You just
it's true.
stack them on top of each other.
Yes.
One big person, one small person together.
All right. So if that is the thing that you'd like to try, we'll need a little bit of a carpentry work. There's trees about, there's things about. Bev did have some repair tools. The bottom of the hull of the boat was sort of made of a bunch of shields. She had sold you on the idea, those who'd come here, that it was to deter the creatures of the water from clawing through. But, for just 1 or 2 trips across, probably okay to shift them around a bit. I think carpentry tools, I would say probably a dexterity or wisdom would be the 2 that I would think of there. Does anybody else have related skills that might help for the advantage?
I've been on boats, but
I'm gonna say, having been on a boat maybe doesn't qualify. So Steverum, at the moment you are without advantage, and you may choose Dex or Wiz as the stat for your carpentry. Please give a roll when you're ready. If you'd like to deploy any other skills or abilities, let me know.
I don't think I really have anything. This will be a wisdom check, and it doesn't include my proficiency bonus. So
Okay.
we will. So it's a 10.
It is a 10. All right. With the 10, you are able to get across. You get across, and it's developed enough leaks that it's going to need some repair if you're going to try and come back again. So you haul it up there. It's an hour, an hour, an hour. You get things shifted around. You get it bailed out, tipped over, back and ready again. Can I get another set? You now know 10 is the threshold for getting across. Less than that starts getting dicey. More than that, maybe a permanent repair. And can I see another check, please? And Tux, there definitely does seem to be a chance that maybe Dusktooth swum on by. Ooh, 16. Very nice. Brings that up to an 18. Back and forth again the 2 times that you need. The party is across. Boat is secured a little bit up. And so you may be able to pass back over. Congratulations. You're on the far side of the river. That did cost you a couple of hours, and night is starting to fall. You don't think you're going to be able to make it as far as you normally try to do, about halfway along this section of the high road. Are you going to camp near the river, press on through the darkness? What might Barty be thinking?
I think we should camp someplace that's hard to see from the air.
yes, you are full of good suggestions today, Clog.
I'm used to being outside. I know there's creatures that hunt from above.
Sounds solid. So it sounds like the area that we're looking to pick as a campsite is primarily going to be based on stealth or ability to hide. So I'd like a volunteer from the party to handle the stealth aspect of it. If you want to double up, that can roll with advantage. The other thing we're going to be looking for is a survival check that would handle, getting us through the woods to that location once we find it. So I need a stealth and a survival from the party. And if you'd like to add another skill or two on there, things like perception, watching for other animals, investigation, uh, to look for potential traps, ambushes, that sort of stuff. Um, Other skills that I'm not thinking of that you might want to deploy. But first of all, stealth. Who might be handling? Who might be giving
I'm
advantage?
pretty good at stealth.
All right, Clog on the primary. Anybody
Uh,
assisting?
I'll assist.
All right, Clog with advantage on a stealth, please. Ooh, 23 to start with. That's pretty good. Go ahead and roll again for the advantage if that didn't go through. Think you're going to be okay, though. And then we need a survival. Very solid. And then we need a survival. Who's handling our survival? Can't be
I
Clog or
For
Fonz.
survival.
Person's handling it. Anybody assisting?
I will assist.
I can assist if that's possible.
You're already busy sneaking.
Okay.
Survival's a little rough. So it's a little rough going. It's swampier here than you remember. You're crunching through little bits of frozen. There's more muck and mud than you would expect underneath, and it's starting to suck at the bottom of the boots. As you're kind of trudging through that, trying to make your way along. Clogs picked out a good copse for you. It looks like there's some good tree cover out there. Should be a nice dip in the land, but you're just having trouble getting to it. Tolgorn, I think, is the only one who hasn't taken part. Any skill you want to throw to help get you over there?
I'll give you a perception.
Give you a perception, absolutely. A 6. It's all you can hear is the scorching noises as your companions put their feet down and pull them up again. You got the mule complaining behind you. You don't really pick up on much else until a thing happens. We get a new map. And let me get that map corrected for those following along at home. You're almost on top of it before you hear it. The squeal of a pig, thrashing, knocking. There's a boar, enormous, slamming its tusks against the husk of a dead tree. This little copse that you've made your way into, the foliage is still up there, but many of the trees are rotting and soft. The ground, even a little more squishy here. Where you want to be is just a little uphill over there. That's where Clogs kind of picked out, but you ended up in this little gully here, and it's just nasty. You watch that boar slam its head against the tree again, 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 and then it just falls over, twitches a few times, apparently dead. You're coming in from the south east side. I'll drop your tokens on in just a second. As you come upon this scene, what might you be doing?
The boar falls over or the tree?
The boar falls over dead. Basically, bang, 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 hits its head against it like it's trying to tear the bark off the tree, and then just drops.
That's peculiar behavior.
Yeah. What do you make of that, Clog?
Well, I think we have a free meal.
I
It
wouldn't.
depends on what killed it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may have some type of mad cow disease.
And you should
Have
see
you
your
ever
character.
seen that kind?
Good.
Have you ever seen that kind of behavior in a boar, Clog? Am I remembering correctly? Are you not a ranger?
I'm a barbarian.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'm thinking of somebody else.
I'm the ranger.
Oh,
And no,
So-
I've never seen an animal do that before.
How about maybe a nature check to see if, as you're thinking back, maybe you haven't seen it, but maybe you've heard about something like this? Nah. That was weird.
Is there something with that tree?
Well, we could investigate the boar to see what killed it.
Are we sure it's dead?
It looks dead. It's not breathing.
It does look dead.
Does look dead. I'd be
Hmm.
willing to hear maybe a perception check if you want to see if you can get a good look at it.
If you're worried about disease, don't get too close then.
All right. Persian gets the first call in, maybe distracting
What
Farnsworth
boar?
as they're trying to see what's going on. Persian, your breath is forming clouds in the air. It's chilly enough down here. There's a little ice everywhere. You're looking over at the boar. You watch it for a few seconds. No puff of steam coming from its snout anymore. The little bit of drool that was hanging off, throws off the last bit of heat and then drops. It's dead.
Hmm.
I pull my greatsword from my back and put my helmet on.
Did you see something?
Nope, just getting ready.
Oh,
And I'll move towards the front
Okay, you start
and
making
say,
your way forward. There's a lot of crackle in the ground, and the closer you get to that sort of dead and rotting looking tree, the squishier the ground becomes.
well, maybe we should just avoid it.
We did encounter an undead boar not far from here, but it didn't look
What?
like that. There was a large boar they sent us to hunt. As a matter of fact, you could see his head hanging up in a local tavern. But he didn't look or act anything like that. I think this is something else.
That's so cool.
Seeing Stevram pull out his sword, my axe is out.
Well, worst case scenario, we'll have some steaks. Proceed.
I'll move at like half speed, kind of checking the ground in front of me as I step, make sure I don't
Sure, you kind of easing your
fall
way
through ice
forward.
or something.
Yeah, give me a quick, let's call this one another investigation check. All right. So you kind of easing your way forward and sort of checking out. Um, it looks as though the tree root, like the root ball, has rotted out in some way, and the space where the roots were has filled with water, basically making a big puddle. Looking across to some of the other trees, you can see similarly their roots have basically been eaten or rotted away to the point that they just fell over. Where they landed, the branches, the trunk have split and fallen apart. You've seen old, rotten, soggy wood act this way, but these trees look like they were probably alive earlier this season.
All right. Um, there was there was something that we had run across these fire snakes,
Hmm.
but not too not too awful far from here. It I don't want to say it was the same, but maybe somewhat similar things were going on with the ground at that time. It's possible we could have another, I guess, elemental type creature messing around in this area. I don't know if anybody has the ability to see magic or whatever, that perhaps this is a magical effect from something.
I have what they call magic awareness.
Hmm.
Um, I can open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic until the end of my turn. You know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't total cover. Um, when you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to.
Sure.
I don't know if that's going to help in this case, but
Okay, so you open your awareness. I think you pick up where the imp is that Farnsworth carries around, and possibly some items that the party may have on them, as well as your healing potion. But from the trees, the ground, the boar, the area around you, no sense of magic here. This all seems natural enough.
Interesting.
Well, Mr. Farnsworth, you have like a flying creature there. How about you send it up in the air, not so it'll get attacked, but so it can look down to see if it sees anything.
Oh, it's a fine idea.
Grab him,
Do
Tastic,
you
chuck him
perceive
up in the
Tastic?
air. He goes up like a helicopter, comes down. So Imtastic takes a little scout around. He can see. Give me a quick perception from Imtastic. See what extra stuff he might pick up there.
Somewhere around here. What do I do? Just wisdom? Let me see my perception.
Yeah, just a wisdom. All right. He kind of he flies up. He's like, "Why?" And then he's like, "Okay, so that the big pig looks like it came in from the northwest. I can see pretty clear set of tracks leading up to the tree. Uh, and then it seems to have just gone berserk and tore up all around southwest of the tree, constantly ramming the tree until it fell over. So a set of tracks coming in, got close to the tree, went berserk, started attacking the tree, and then fell over dead.
Farnsworth will relay that.
So kind of came in this
You know,
way,
perhaps
and
the
then
tree made it sick. Or something in the vicinity there, perhaps caused it to go berserk. Maybe be careful. Don't, breathe too heavily over there or something. I don't know how these things work. That's why I'm standing over here.
All right. So you're standing there, you wait, you watch. Some time ticks by. The corpse of the boar, grows slowly colder. You can see a couple of snowflakes settling on it, and not long, it'll be frozen. It's pretty chill out here. A little more
While
snow
he was
comes
up
down.
there, were there any places that looked covered from the sky? Because that'd be
Oh
good to
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So we can.
just a bit just a bit northwest of here. You just have to get just over there, kind of out of this dip, to get to where you want to be.
Mhm.
Because Clog found the perfect spot. You just picked the wrong way to get there.
Mhm.
we can go around this area here.
Yeah,
It does feel like we're poking the bear a little bit.
it does.
No use staring
Hmm.
at this dead boar all day.
All right, let's make our way around then.
All right. So
Leave dead enough alone.
you start to ease your way on back out of there. As you start to ease your way back, can I get a fateful D20, please? You don't want to see a 1 or a 2 this time. A 7 is not a 1 or a 2. You ease your way back out of that little copse there. The mud's kind of just fallen off your feet. You shake yourself loose. Mule looks much happier to be on there. You look over at that spot where you want to get to, that nice, lovely hidden spot just over there. And can I get another survival check to see if you can find a different way to get from here to there?
Do you want me to do that
I'll,
or?
I'll
Anybody can
assist.
make the attempt on this one.
Either or. I can assist you if you
Oh,
like.
22. Excellent. So you have to make your way almost all the way back to the road itself to the high road. You move along a little bit of a ways. You scout out and you see, yes, there it is. That's what we're looking for. You've got a nice little rise. It does a nice little drop off, little path sort of down, and then that's your, you know, perfect resting spot just over there. As you see that, copy, paste, switch, paste. You'll be starting in the southeast corner again, that little pathway down just there, and then a little further ahead, just clear of this little, spread out bit of trees, and you can see where you want to be. Some nice big broad trees. They've still got most of their coverage. Get underneath those. You could maybe even have a little fire, and that wouldn't be noticed from the sky. But got to get from here to there first. As you see this sort of layout, any skills being deployed?
Send Eptastic up and scout ahead.
Sure. Imtastic heads up, and I think that'll be a perception check for Imtastic.
I'm gonna try and be stealthy.
Okay. Imtastic reports, all clear, boss. Perzin, you are good on the stealth. You're making sure you sweep behind you. You don't leave any tracks in the snow. Anybody else deploying anything I should know about?
I don't know if survival would help here, but
Sure. Survival indicates this is a not infrequently used game trail. Seems like animals like to use this little decline as well as you. You see some deer. Oh, you see some wolves. You don't see wolves, you see wolf prints.
I'll point those out to everybody.
Wolf prints.
I'll try the perception again.
Are they
Sure.
fresh?
Since it is traveled by wolves, should we keep a guard up? We can switch off for watch.
Sure. You start planning on what to do for watch, and as that happens, you start making your way down that little decline. Please go ahead and move yourselves forward to the bottom of that little area as you might go. And as you're moving forward, you're kind of making your way. Couple more steps. And then you hear a little bit of a hum. Hello. Would y'all please just stop moving, keep yourselves calm, relax, put all your valuables on the ground, and then head back the way you came. The voice is coming from a bit to your north, from behind one of those copses of trees.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Most don't, but you see, I'm only interested in your money. I don't really care about your lives. But it is sort of a money or your lives situation. Can I convince you to just realize how much more valuable your lives are than your money to you, and go ahead and head back up that defile without your money?
Pretty sure that's not gonna happen. Why don't you show yourselves?
You're the type who needs to see the threat. I understand. Well, I am not the type of fool that stays out in the open, but just so you know, and a fella rides out. He is atop a warg, massive wolf, big as a horse. Flanking him, two smaller wolves. They sort of circle out and then tuck back in again behind some of the trees out of sight. Now that you've seen us and you know the threat, if you would, just go ahead and set those valuables down and head back up that defile.
No.
Again, it's really not the sort of, optional conversation.
We can talk each other to death, or we can fight. What would you like to do?
Well, if I could talk you to death, certainly would make that effort, but I guess I'll just have to fight you to death.
Can I try and duck behind a tree?
I think we could all do those things as soon as I get that turn order up. So if everybody would be so kind as to roll themselves into initiative. If you click on your tokens first, I think it will get it in there for you. If not, I'll get that reset, and Roll20 did the trick where it kicked off my old one, so let's get you added back in here. Add turn, Farnsworth was at a 14, Clog's in at 22, Parazen is in at a 15. Farnsworth will let you and the Imptastic go at the same time just for sanity's sake.
Okay.
Clog, Farnsworth, Tolgorn, Parazen, who am I missing? Stevram.
I would think I rolled a 10.
10 in there, and that was me. I deleted it. Let's get that added back in.
Okay.
We'll get Huey added to turn order here. Clog wins the tie. Clog, you get to act first. You're standing at the bottom of the hill. There's about a 10-foot cliff behind you. Not really a cliff, just kind of an upthrust of ground behind you. Ahead, you've got those wolves and wargs. They're currently out of sight behind the trees, but a little shift to the left or to the right, and you could probably see them. What might you be doing?
I'm gonna move and get ready for the fight. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I think I can make it up to about here. And I'll be kind of out of sight myself a little bit,
Okay.
and I will ready myself if they come within my reach. And I have a long reach, so they only have to get within 10 feet of me.
Sounds good. Speaking of that, here they do come. And what am I doing wrong that this isn't working? That's what I want to see. 40 feet. 40 feet is not useful, so they are going to duck back around over here. They are staying low. They stay out of sight of most of the party, staying behind the tree, but kind of looking at Clog. You can see they're staying low, staying loose, staying limber. You might say they're dodging at the moment. Parazen, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move up here and try and get a line of sight on him.
Sure.
And I will take a shot, and I believe that's at a disadvantage.
That is at disadvantage due to the dodge. Who you aiming for? Little Wolf 1, Little Wolf 2, Big Wolf 1, or Bandito?
It's a bandito.
Bandito.
No sense killing animals when we don't have to.
A 16 will hit. Please give me some damage.
Nice.
Good shot. Ooh, 10 points of damage is good damage. Twonk.
What kind of weapon does he have?
He is holding a pair of scimitars.
Okay, then I will duck down behind this little rock here.
You got it. Tucked down behind the little rock, and Farnsworth. You are kind of halfway down that defile. 5 or half, 6-foot wall off to your left. Little incline up to where Parazen is to the north and east. And what are you doing?
he might take a little step into the trees here.
Okay.
And pull up a minor illusion. This is a new thing that he wants to do. I've never used this, but tell me
Okay.
if I'm doing it right. Just to make the little tree in front of him so it looks like he's not there. Like because he's the little guy. So like make a little tree, you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, you make
Or
another
snow,
tree,
you know.
and
Sure.
this is now cover you can see through effectively.
Yeah. He's being chicken.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hex the guy as a bonus action.
Okay. Hex
Yeah.
cast. What's the range
On
on
the
hex?
rider. Oh,
I think
good
it's
question.
probably 60, but just double check that one for me.
90.
90. Perfect. Hex applied.
And hex is dexterity.
Dexterity checks at disadvantage. Farnsworth, anything else? Imp, anything else?
Oh yeah. Can you do really? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imptastic huddles down with you behind the little invisible tree or little imaginary tree. Stevram, what might you be up to?
I am going to 1, 2, 3. I move to here, and as I move up, I throw my spear
Okay.
at the guy riding the warg. And that's disadvantage, right? He's
That is
dodging.
disadvantage. He is dodging.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, 20 still fine. Let's see some damage there. Thrown, so that would
7.
be the 7. You got it. He does not look
And draw
this.
and draw my great sword.
You got it.
Prepare.
Tolgorn, what might you be doing?
All right, so I am going to move up. To there. And I am going to throw a javelin at Huey.
You got it. Disadvantage on that one. Please give me another roll because he is dodging. 16 still gonna hit.
9 points of damage, and I will pull out my great axe.
You got it. Great axe deployed. Clog. As your turn rolls around, as if on some pre-set signal, several tarpaulins, tents, blankets, and other things are thrown aside, and some new folks join the fray. They are armed with light crossbows, though one looks curiously young and unarmed and unarmored, shivering as he emerges from the snow. He wields a wand. The new folks join Huey. Clog, what might you be doing?
Clog moves forward, and he's within range of his strike now, so he'll attack with his longsword.
Certainly can. Huey is still dodging, so it's disadvantage. A 7's gonna miss, so don't need to roll the other one. Do you have 2 attacks?
I don't think I have 2
No,
attacks
that
yet.
would be 5th level. Okay. Clog, anything else?
No, I think I will stand pat right there.
Got it.
We do have rerolls.
There are 5 rerolls in the pen if you want to use them.
Okay. I'll use one of the rerolls to
Sure.
attack again.
Go ahead and give me a reroll. 10 still gonna miss. But it was closer. With that, Huey, his mount Lewis, and the new folks, they might be the news, are deployed. Huey, Lewis, and the news strike. Clog, you are swarmed. Clog, did you rage?
No, I did not.
Did you mean to?
No.
Okay.
No, I guess.
If you didn't mean to, that's totally fine. 2 wolves attack. Wolf number 1 has pack tactics, biting with advantage on Clog. An 18 Clog?
Yes.
9 points of piercing damage, and give me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh crap.
Clog
Reroll.
falls to the ground, prone.
Reroll.
Reroll?
Reroll.
Use it. Yeah.
Reroll.
All right.
13 passes. Standing for the moment, wolf bite number 2 from the other small wolf. Attack. Comes up with a 20. 4 more points of piercing damage and 1 more strength saving throw, please.
Oh, no. Think of it. They have advantage either way, huh? Whether he's prone or not. Man.
They would, but the bandit would not. 16 still standing. Bandit swings 2 scimitar strikes coming at you. 1, 2. A 16 and a 19. What's the armor class I'm aiming for?
18.
18. So 1 hits for 8 points of damage. The warg can't bite. It's got a bit in its mouth. So that sets fine. Up top, the new people take aim. Hidden. Stevram, you've got bandits shooting down from above at you with their light crossbows. 1,
Alrighty.
2, 3. But they just flat out miss.
They do.
And then there's a little spark of fire, and a lonely little firebolt creeps on down at you. And completely misses. Persin, from your spot behind the stone, what might you be doing?
I will trust my fellow compatriots to take care of the animals, and I will shoot at this guy here.
Certainly may. '18's a solid hit. Ooh, that's it. Bam, 1 down.
Y'all don't need to die, and then I'll move around the rock so that I'm away from the new people that seem to be shooting arrows at people.
You got it. Are you staying standing or are you going prone?
I will go prone.
Okay. Farnsworth, hidden behind your little tree, what are you doing?
Man. And I'll shoot the guy. I mean, I hexed him already, so might as well, right?
Okay.
Give him a little tickle with an ultra blast.
I mean, those aren't ticklish. So, 18's a hit.
All right.
No longer dodging. Let's see here. 10 plus 2 from the Eldritch Blast. Nope, that's Genesee.
that's too far.
So then what's the Eldritch Blast more? Or the Hex, sorry, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I forgot how it works. Right here. 6.
18 points of damage. He's looking
Nice.
rough all of a sudden. but does not fall off the warg. Farnsworth, anything else?
That's not good. You're supposed to die. Well, so does that mean I'm not hidden?
Yeah, you sort of stood up, went pew pew. You could go
Alright,
prone again, but unless you had a trick to hide, no bonus action hide.
Alright, I'll try to move around and claim some cover
Okay.
from the trees. And meanwhile, invisible Imptastic holding his potions. I'll go over here in case anybody needs them.
You got it. Stevram, what are you up to?
Okay. I will move up to here.
Mhm.
And these are 2 wolves and a warg,
Two
right?
wolves and a warg. The warg is being ridden like a mount, though, so it's not actively able to bite.
Right. I am going to attack the wolf in front of me with my greatsword,
Okay.
but I'm going to do a great weapons master.
Ooh, big swing. You got it.
Yep.
-5 plus 10. 19. -5 is 14. Is still a hit. 20 points of damage destroys this wolf.
Okay. Now, with the great weapons master, if I'm recalling correctly,
You get to
let's see
attack
if
again as a bonus action because you have felled a foe.
that is right. So I step up and attack the guy on the back of the warg.
You got it. You great weaponing again.
I am not.
Okay. No -5 this time.
No -5 this time.
15's what you need. But he is crafty. He will parry, adding 2 to his armor class and making that one miss.
Trixie. Bless you.
Can only do it once, but that one felt like it was going to hurt. Anything else, Stevram?
No, that's it.
Got it. Tolgorn, what are we up to?
Oh, we're just going to move up here, and we're going to attack this wolf.
Wolf
Right here.
attack. Oh, that's a solid hit. 10. Oh, is just not enough. Blinking red spot on the health bar, but it stays standing. Anything else?
Oh, would you like to lay down your weapons and goods and walk away now?
I have faith in my men. You adventurers are fools and easy prey. Clog.
Clog uses his bonus action to rage,
Bonus action rage, you got it?
and he strikes at the big guy there.
Big guy standing there, sure.
Um, with his long sword.
17's a solid hit. See some damage in there. And so are you using sword and shield or just the two-handed?
That was I'm using the sword and shield.
Sword and shield. Okay, so one-handed is 11 plus 2 for your rage would be 13. He is still alive, but not by much. Anything else for you?
I don't know if there's anything I can do, so I'm gonna have to end it at that, I guess.
right. Huey calls out for, hey, come on, help out a little bit here. Wolf number 1 bites at Clog. Clog. 21 to hit. 5 points.
Boy,
Good.
5 points.
5 points. Cut that in half to 2. But give me my DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
Dex.
No, strength.
Sorry, strength. You pass, you remain standing. Bandit Captain slash trying to take you down. 23 is gonna hit. 8 cut in half gives you 11. Gives you 4. Reading all the wrong words. 4 points of slashing damage total from the Bandit Captain, and then the new folk still aiming at Stevrim, trying to take him down. You've got 2 crossbow bolts. 1, 2. Stevrim, what armor class am I aiming for? I think it's 20.
No, 16.
Oh, 16. Both of those hit. 10 points there, and then a bolt of flame coming your way. 17 on the firebolt for 9 more points of damage. And then all 3 of the new folk go prone, dropping to the ground to make themselves harder targets. Persian, what are you doing?
I will stand up, and seeing that they've gone prone, you cowards, I'll shoot at their boss.
Take the shot. 21's going to hit. Good shot. 6 doesn't do it, though. Anything else on there?
Nope.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Good.
Favorite foe?
I don't know.
Would
Are
be
humans your
4?
favorite foe?
I don't think it matters. I think it's whoever I shoot at.
What? I don't know
Of
that ability, but I believe you. An extra 4 will do it. Bandit Captain goes slack, falling off. Huey hits the ground. Lewis shakes loose. He's still got that, bit and bridle in, but now he's chewing at it, trying to get through it. Persian, anything else?
I will go prone.
You got it. Farnsworth, what do we got?
All right, with the dropping, Farnsworth's gonna attempt something. Does any of these 2 archers here seem more like the boss or the other?
No, they look the same, and they both look like they're prone at the moment, so you would have
All right,
disadvantage on the shot. But
I'm gonna make a suggestion
okay.
that here we go.
Oh, you're gonna make a
That's what
suggestion. All
Yeah.
right. That's a forceful suggestion. DC 14 Wisdom saving throw. They're listening.
And say, hey, your boss is dead. You're here. You're gonna die unless you put down your goods and walk away right now.
All right. Devram, as Farnsworth gets convincing down there, what might you be doing?
I'm going to go ahead and do I'm going to do the full attack
Okay.
on him like I did before on
Great
the
Weapon
warg.
Master swing on the warg. Let's see it. 24 minus 5 is 19. That's a hit. 13 points of damage. 23 points of damage, sorry.
Yeah.
That is half the warg it used to be. Maybe even a little more than that. Or a little less than that. Stevram, anything else?
Seeing the wounds that that this thing took,
Mhm.
I say finish it.
Told.
And I move to here.
As you try and move away, warg is going to try and bite you.
Okay.
Warg is going to try and bite you. How? Yeah, it does not.
Okay. And then I will bonus action surge.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 4, 5. There's 6, and I'm going to double move. I get up next to this guy,
Okay.
and I just tell him stay down.
All right. Clog, what are you up to?
Clog is going to. Is that warg still muzzled? Or did
The
he?
warg has shaken loose. It's no longer muzzled. It just took a bite at Stevram as he ran away. The little wolf to your north looks like it's just barely standing. The warg could probably take one good hit, but they're both in to fight at this point. They look hurt and angry.
I
I'm
think
gonna hit at the small wolf to my north.
Small wolf to the north. You got it.
Yep. Oh crap!
Oh, a 7's not gonna do anything. You do still have.
Do a
You
reroll.
got it. 2 in the pocket. 11 is still gonna miss.
Oh crap! Boy, am I rolling bad.
Clog, anything
Anyway.
else?
I can't do an action like take a healing potion, can I?
No, action. That would be a full action. You already swung once.
All right. I guess I can't do anything else then.
Got it. Persian.
I got skipped.
Oh, who did I skip? Oh, Tolgorn. How'd I do that? Sorry, Tolgorn.
I'm gonna swing at that wolf.
Oh, absolutely. That doesn't hit that wolf.
And, yeah, and I'll re-roll.
Reroll deployed. 18's a solid hit.
That's better.
Do at least 1 point of damage. You do a lot more than 1 point of damage. Wolf falls. And Thor's hammer, the warg did have a bit in its mouth. That got shaken out when its master was unseated.
I'll move forward there, and that'll be the end of my turn.
You got it. So that was Thorgor, which Tolgorn, which I missed. Clog, which I got. Perzin, I think I'm up to.
It's actually their turn because they go before me.
Oh, and I deleted them by accident, so I shouldn't have done that. But
It,
that would have made this a lot easier for you. Direwolf is going to look back and forth between the two of you. Tolgorn, having stepped up after slaughtering its little friend, you're getting the bite this time. Bite coming at Toll. A 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
8 points of piercing damage. Please cut that in half because I think you said rage.
I did not.
Did not. Okay, take the full 8, and can I get a strength saving throw, please? You are pulled to the ground, but it may or may not matter. Up top, the one bandit is like, and he's just throwing his stuff down, dropping his coin pouch, and like starting to try and like crawl away from you. The other one's looking up at Stevram like, okay. The younger one with the wands like, not as easy as promised. Can I get an intimidation from Stevram as you stand up there to see if this kid is fully cowed? A 13. He's going to throw. A 16. He's not down yet. He takes a step to the side. He aims his fingers at you, spread, and a burning hands emits. Could I get a DC 12 dexterity saving throw from Stevram, please? Oh, you pass with flying colors. I believe half damage for 10.
Half damage for 5.
Half damage for 5, yes. Math is not going well today. And so he is sort of backing away, but he's still trying to stay a bit of a threat to make his escape. Persian, what are you doing?
How far away is he?
Uh,
Well within range. I will
uh-huh.
fire an arrow at him.
Fire an arrow. 15's gonna hit.
You should have taken my advice, friend.
How many armor classes does shield give?
5.
He calls up his shield, but the arrow just goes right through it. Down. Persian, anything else?
The rest of you had enough yet?
Yes. The wolf's like, nay. Farnsworth.
Oh, not about the wolf.
Aroo!
All right, let's take a pop shot at the wolf then.
Pop
That's it.
shot at the wolf.
Wow.
9 is gonna miss.
All right.
Got 1 reroll left.
No.
Do it.
What? We're gonna need these for the dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Stevram. Nope.
Yeah, I missed.
Okay. Anything else there for you? Sorry.
Is Clog almost dead or something? Or is he good? Because if Fantastic sees that he's about to if he's like wavering, about to fall down or something, he might go try to push a potion in his mouth.
Clog, are you
If he
calling
did.
for a potion from the imp potion deployment plan?
I am looking pretty rough.
All right.
All right.
Clog
Yeah,
gives the
apply.
secret signal. Imp
Cool.
goes over, deploys. So Clog, you just see like a healing potion appear, pouring above your head. Gurgle, 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 and 2d4 plus 2, I believe. Whoever would like to roll that one.
Who am I getting it from?
The imp. The imp is deploying a potion. You gain 6 points
Yeah.
of healing from Imptastic.
Yeah, you
Medic.
probably hear a voice on your shoulder. Here you go, chum, drink up, and then you feel like a little potion being pushed between your lips there.
So that should be 8 if he gets. 'cause
That's
it's
awfully.
plus 2, isn't it?
Ooh.
Yeah, helpful guy. Stevram. Those two are cowed and surrendered. Their weapons have been thrown away. They're laying down. They are behaving, but there's still a warg rampaging over there. What might you be doing?
I tell him or tell them stay put as I move here and throw a spear.
You got it. Spear launch. 19's a good throw. 7
7.
points of damage. Warg is still standing. Stevram, anything else?
I think that is all I got.
Tolgorn, there's an angry warg inches away from your face. What are you doing?
I'm gonna stand up and I'm going to hit it
I believe in you.
with my axe.
14 will hit a warg. Let's see some damage. Show me 7. 12 is more than 7. Warg is down. Everything kind of quiets down. 2 bandits are like, sorry?
Sorry, it doesn't cut it.
Leave your stuff and get the hell out of here.
Oh, but first we have questions.
Okay. What would you like to know? Tell you anything.
Who was there anybody above your warg riding friend that you serve? What are you
No,
doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
Huey was the band leader. He just set up the scores, said this should have been easy.
He was wrong, yeah?
Oh, a little bit. Look, we didn't mean to hurt anybody. We were just going to take your stuff. No harm. I mean, you were sending it for a dragon.
How do you know about that?
Uh, could I get a investigation from you, please? Or something along those lines as you start to query a little bit further. I mean, guys kind of just post it in public. We just read it on the board and then just wait. It's not like rocket science.
I don't remember seeing you in town.
Huey is a master of disguise.
Was.
Was a master of disguise. Like, he used to dress up as like this little duck and
Do we ever see do we remember seeing a
You
duck?
should have accepted the um, the posting yourself and then just skipped town. It would have been a lot easier.
that's
Cloud,
brilliant.
that's an awesome idea. You guys can come with us.
Do you want to skip town right now? Like, we could go. Like, I
No.
won't tell anybody that, like,
We're going to take you to see the dragon.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Well,
I
you've got to apologize to the lizard for trying to steal its gold, don't you think? It's only the right thing to do.
I think I'll take my chances just running. Like, versus a dragon?
I don't miss. Just so you know.
Yeah, I know, and I'll still take my chances versus apologizing to a dragon. Like, I'd rather die from an arrow.
You could
I've
take the
retrieved-
donkey's place.
I've retrieved my javelin and I'm standing over Huey's body, poking him with it. I told you should have left. I told you.
Yeah, you give him a few pokes. He's wearing reasonably good leather armor. He's got a pair of scimitars. The warg was bit and brittled. It looks like he was manhandling the warg into being a steed more than having domesticated it in any way. You don't recognize him from around town. Have you seen ducks in town? Yes, you have. If he had the ability to take on the form of a duck, he could certainly have wandered into town. But yeah, you don't remember any particular ducks, but you know, they're ducks. As for the other two, they're just like, don't want to go near dragons. You could let us go. I mean, you got all our stuff. Fair's fair.
Does anybody know what the punishment is for banditry?
They take all your stuff and let you go. Almost certain of it.
I believe they chopped their hands off.
Oh, please don't do that.
You got some rope, let's tie him up.
Maybe one hand?
All right. So, so you take them captive, and they sort of give in, and they'll accompany you along with the dragon, but they're like surly and sullen about it the whole time, and like, I don't. So you have two bandits heading along with you, Newt and Newsome, apparently, and yeah. A little bit further to the north, you find that little camp spot that you were looking for, that you've been working your way around to this whole time. It's pretty late in the night by the time you get there, and you kind of settle in, make your little encampment, make sure they're thoroughly tied to the trees, and we'll take our quick 5 to 7 minute break there, and pick back up as I reset some things here with the party. Before we take that break, though, let's go ahead and roll that fateful D20. 1, 2, or 3 means we might not make it all the way through the long rest that they're going to try for. Could I have a fateful D20, please? A 1! That lets me know I have a little homework to do. uh, and so, the night does not pass uneventfully.
That's why I never roll those things.
That
Dang
is
it.
that is why we never roll those things. So let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break while I get set up for the next thing to happen. It will be happening in the dead of night, and we'll find out what in just a little bit. So thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll flip to our BRB screen, and we'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes or so.
Your backgrounds or your foregrounds?
Yeah. And hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are picking back up on our adventure to carry a mission of peace and alliance and then murder of a different dragon to a red dragon. The party has successfully dealt with some bandits that had heard about this plan from the posting on the message board and laid in wait, hoping to gain that dragon appeasing treasure. Two of the bandits were taken captive and are tied to a tree nearby, while the party rests under the branches of another tree, a very, very small and well contained fire, maybe down even to the point of embers, just to allow themselves to stay warm. Their mule tied off, I think, to another tree. Now, after the battle, after everything they've been doing, they scraped off a bunch of the mud. They kind of cleaned themselves up and were settling in, just getting ready to set up their first round of watches and such things. When maybe 20 minutes, half an hour in, the two bandits start squirming me like, hey, 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 there's something over here. No, seriously, there's something over here. The hell is that? Help? Hello?
I'll move in that direction.
And as you do so, can I get a
What are you,
perception check from you, please?
so what are you talking about? Where? I don't see anything.
And as you're like, what are you talking about? Where you're kind of moving over, like you're standing right in it, and you look down at the ground, and the snow isn't snow. It's little wriggly worms all around your feet, and there's kind of a trail of them making their way from where you'd cast off all that mud towards the bandits, and you find yourself standing amongst a bunch of grubs. They head towards your legs fairly hungrily. And could I have everybody roll themselves into initiative? One, two, three, four, five. That looks like everybody. Let's put them in order. So Tolgorn. Wait, one, two, three, four,
No,
five. Who am I missing?
Paraben didn't go in.
Persons didn't get in there. Let's get that set up. And Persian came in at a
15.
15. Thank you much. Bump you up there. And so now we ask, Tolgorn, Stavrin was the one making the noise, but you're the one who gets to act first as he kind of glances down and there's just grubs all about in the snow beneath him. What are you doing?
Do I see them?
You see the snow wriggling. It's dark outside. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
So in the light of the fire, which is kind of just reaching that point, you can see glistening bits of snow. Yeah, you kind of see they're talking about something, but it's not super clear.
I'm going to move closer.
Sure. You step a bit, get closer. Yeah, there's wiggly things in the snow.
And how big are these?
Tiny little things, inch and a half, but there's a good, you know, maybe 50 of them.
I think I'm going to try to stomp them.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stomping. 14's gonna stomp. Go ahead and give me some damage. 4 points of stomping damage. You squish a couple of the grubs. They squish. Squish. Tolgorn, anything else?
That's all I can do.
Got it. Clog. You're kind of settling down. They're freaking out about a grubs. Tolgorn stomping in the snow. What might you be doing?
Um, Clog's gonna he's he's not feeling up to getting into another fight right away, but he's gonna pull out one of his healing potions
Okay.
and try that because he really liked the one that he had before, so he's gonna try another one.
All right. You top up before you head back into battle. 2d4 plus 2. Go ahead and roll that. Any bonus action I should know about? What?
Okay, and he will bonus action rage too.
Gotcha. That did 4d4 for some reason. A healing potion would be. Oh, did you have a greater healing potion?
Um, I did have one of those, yes.
Okay, if you do want to use the greater, you can. That would be the 12 points there. If you meant to roll the lower one, just re-roll that one.
I, I'll just use the greater one.
You got it. 12 hit points back, and you're good to go. And then Farnsworth.
All right. Wonder if maybe picking up a log out of the fire and tossing it on him, would that do it? Is that
It'd basically be the
ridiculous?
same as throwing a torch.
All right. Yeah, I think you might try that.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a ranged attack.
Okay. That'd be.
Heard my.
I don't know. I just did this for the roll. I don't know.
Oh,
Is
that's
that
fine.
right?
Oh yeah. You rolled a 19. So yeah, you expertly like end over end. It lands right among them. It only does like 1 point of damage, but that one grub is toasty.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Fantastic. Will probably laugh at that and then move over here in case
Got it.
anybody needs some help.
That'll bring us over to Persian.
Or whoops, not that close.
Okay, Persian, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move over to the mule
Okay,
and check around it to see if there's anything going on there.
sure. You check around the mule. Give me a quick. Let's call that one a investigation or perception. Your choice. You can't tell. Do you have dark vision?
No, that's why I can't tell.
Yeah, I think you were staring into the fire, then you walked into the dark, and it just hasn't kicked back in yet. You'll have dim vision around here in a minute or two, but for right now, it's all snow. And that's gonna bring up our swarm. The swarm is going to chew on the person who is stomping in amongst them. Torgorn, it is actually all around you and kind of climbing up your legs. I'm going to leave it there for clicking purposes, but it is now in your space and it tries to bite you. It gets a 15. What's your armor class?
You hit me.
Uh,
It's 14.
it that that didn't hurt. You look down. You're fine, maybe. Wait. You can't feel it. It doesn't hurt. But two of them are about 2/3 of the way into your leg right now and disappearing quickly. They worm their way into your calves.
I get Lyme disease. I grab him by the booty and twist.
Stevram, you see the swarm kind of head up the legs. You see two of them start to actually climb under the skin and inside. What are you doing?
That log is kind of right there, right?
That log is right there, yeah.
I reach down,
Okay.
grab that log real quick,
Uh-huh.
and knowing about ticks and things, being an outdoorsy type,
Sure.
I say, hold still, and I take that log, kind of on the ember side,
Mhm.
and try and touch the grubs that are crawling into his legs.
Sure. Stevram, you give a little tss, and Tolgarn is like, tss, ah! It's going to be a point of fire damage. Are you allowing the hit, or are you trying to avoid?
I'll allow it.
All right. You allow the hit, psst, little half grubs fall away. You don't think there are any in you at the moment. Stevram, that would be the action. Any bonus action or otherwise?
I don't think I have anything. Well, I suppose bonus action. I'm going to go ahead and do my second wind. I guess I do have that as a bonus action. So
You got it. Stevram's second wins. At that, Tolgorn, it is your turn, and you can see that at least one or two of the grubs have a little hex sign above their head, as Farnsworth remembered to kick in their hex movement. But Tolgorn, what are you doing? Surrounded by squirmy wormies.
I am drinking a potion.
All right. Potion imbibed. Clog, what are you up to?
Clog will move up, and he'll take his great axe and he'll start using the flat side to squash a bunch of them. And hey, we can roast these later. The grubs are great, if you toast them over the fryer a little bit.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Uh, 18's gonna hit. Oh, 12 is big damage. And I know you're saying you're using the blade, the blunt, but the blunt's not as good as the blade, so it's only doing half damage because of the
Oh,
awkwardness.
I thought I'd be able to get more of them at one time. So
Yeah, you did definitely get more, but you didn't get all 12 points of damage out of that one.
okay.
Just because it is not a bludgeoning weapon. But you did squish a good number. Let's see here. We got Farnsworth coming up next, I believe. Farnsworth, what are we doing?
Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Try
Real quick,
blasting the snow and see what happens there.
I got a little angry from the pain and raged as a bonus action before my turn ended.
Oh, no problem. Rage deployed.
Let's stir the snow a little bit.
Farnsworth, anything else?
Stay over here by the fire.
You got it. Persian, what do we got?
Yeah, I'm thinking an arrow's not going to help these things very much, but I guess I can move forward. And I will slash at it with my short sword.
Certainly may. 19's good. 9, but it's hard to spear them, so you think maybe it only did about 4. Persian, anything else?
No, I think that's probably good.
Got it. at that, more of the grubs swarm up over Tolgorn. Tolgorn, a 10 is gonna miss, I think. They're all over your legs, but they're not digging in. Stevram, what might you be doing?
I'm going to pretty much just be wielding this flaming log or burning log as a club
Mhm.
and just swing at them.
You got it. Improvised club swing.
Oh, I roll that.
Just roll a strengthy thing and do a high number so I don't have to do math.
Okay, I'll just do unarmed strike.
Sounds good.
I'm good.
15's good enough that we're not gonna have to worry about it. And give me D4 plus strength damage.
That's 8.
That is 8, and that is enough. Stevram, with a couple of quick strikes, eliminates the last of the grubs. Squishity, squishity, squishity. Thanks, the bandits say. Newsome and Newt.
Thanks for calling attention
yours?
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really want them digging into us, and, you know, we're trustworthy. You could probably untie us now, right? No? Okay.
I don't think so.
No. Have a good sleep.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Gonna sleep real well after that, thanks. And so, the party settles down to attempt to get some more sleep. All this activity, though, is just building and building more noise and more activity. So I will need to see that fateful D20. Avoid a 1, 2, 3, or 4 this time. So we want 5 or higher to get through our sleepy times.
Got this one.
Um,
I'll do it. I can't fail twice. That'd be impossible.
I believe in you.
Famous last words.
Oh, look at that.
A 15 is not a 1, 2, 3, or 4. The party can take the benefits of a long rest. Some hours later, the day breaks.
And the guys are still tied up in there?
Guys are still tied up. You were on watch the whole night. They didn't really have an opportunity to escape. Everything stayed fairly calm. Nothing else approached. And you are able to start setting out northward once more. You travel across the land through the forest. The forest starts to spread out a bit. It gets a little more sparse. Then you start seeing some of the trees have some charred edges on them. Starts to get a little bit warmer. You can see that the little rivulets, little swampy bits are emitting some steam. You start to smell a little sulfur in the air, and all the trees are leaning a little bit away from ahead of you, like the ground has risen up just a little bit. Everything's just a little cockeyed, kind of coming at you. After a ways further, the trees start being actually blackened, no more leaves on them, charred trunks stepping up, and then eventually that falls away, and there's a rise. It's maybe a mound on top of a hill at the moment. Elevation's probably only in the 100-foot above the surrounding area, but it's a fairly stark mound at the top. Maybe a rise of 20 or 30 feet of fresh volcanous soil. You can see little illumination towards the top, even in the daylight there, where there's some active volcanic activity, a little rivulet of lava coming down. Closer towards you, two little constructions of stone are stacked up, and there's a glow behind them. You would say that's very likely the lair of a red dragon. Boop, boop.
How do we handle this? Do we want to call out?
Should we scrawl our proposal on a parchment and leave it for the dragon to read later? Here's a chest of nice shiny little tumble stones for you, and RSVP, won't you?
Farnsworth, great great confidence in your ability. I think you can talk him into anything.
Seems reasonable. The scale of the map is a little bit huge at the moment, but hang on just a moment. Let me get everybody sort of squared away here, because there is some stuff happening a little closer to you than that.
Is
Person,
it
you said
10
you could
tiny
talk to
red dragons?
10 tiny red dragons. This is exactly what that is. 10 tiny red dragons are also known as kobolds. Before you leave kind of the cover of those last few trees and enter into the actual blasted lavascape, you can spot maybe 100 yards ahead of you, 300 feet or so, 10 kobolds. They seem to be divided into two packs or groups, though there's no distinguishing features among them, and they don't seem to be fighting or warring. It's just that they're arguing at the moment over what looks to be an axle or a spring, some chunk of metal, probably from a wagon or other piece of construction. Um, there's a little bit of a tug of war going on, uh, from that distance. Uh, Quick question: does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
Excellent. So you hear from that. We gotta go this way. We gotta go that way. We can't go this way, and it'll kill us. If we do it that way, Scald will kill us. And it's just kind of bickering back and forth about who gets this. And the two names that you're hearing are Anil, and I said the wrong name. Anil and somebody else. Scored, excuse me.
Well, is there two dragons?
Is there
3
two dragons?
donkeys.
Could be two dragons.
They seem to be squabbling over who to give it to.
Are these servants of the dragon?
Uh, usually that's what kobolds do.
Are there usually squabbles between servants, or I haven't heard of that.
I guess if they're serving two different dragons, then they would be at odds.
Ooh, we never heard that there might be two.
You have not heard that there might be two, and neither of those names was the name of Sithbik, the red dragon. There was Scored and Anil. Those aren't names you recognize.
We could go down and talk
Perhaps
to
they're
them.
larger kobolds.
Is there a way to avoid these groups?
Sure. You could swing around to the east or to the west. Kind of come up on another side. This is a kind of a 40-foot rise. There's sort of four peaks to it. Definitely unnatural. Kind of bubbling out and growing from there. Four teeny tiny volcanoes. But it looks like they've grown very quickly.
Yeah, if we don't think these are the servants of the dragon that we want to talk with, I'd rather try to avoid them. They might call their master.
Well, I'm sure there's a hierarchy amongst the servants as well.
Probably.
Well,
I don't think they'd call it dragon, but they might call for help.
well, and we just as soon wouldn't want to get in squabble with the dragon's servants, um, if we can help it either.
All right, let's go around then.
Sure.
How stealthy are you guys?
Not in the slightest.
That's not good.
And
What's that?
you look back at Newton Newsom, and Newton Newsom like, I got two left feet, and the other one's like, I only got one left foot. That's even worse. I would be so loud. You should leave us back here.
Uh, I'm good at stealth, even though I'm a big guy.
Yes, Deborah, do you want to stay back here? I don't think we all need to go up to talk to the dragon.
Well, I could stay back and watch these two, but I would prefer to go with to offer some whatever protection that I
Well,
could.
let's be honest. If the
Seeing as-
dragon's gonna eat us, it's gonna eat us.
Yes, and seeing as our plan is to engage in negotiations with the dragon, perhaps sneaking up isn't the best option.
Oh, I
Just
think we were just
walk up
sneaking
like we own the
past.
place.
I'm
Or-
thinking that
Okay.
dragon could probably take us down in one hit.
Perhaps not
All of-
that confident, but huh?
So we're just gonna go up and talk to the kobolds.
Oh no, not them. I
That's what we
I
were
agree with
talking
Clog.
about.
Let's bypass them, but
Yeah, we're
ah.
sneaking around them.
Oh, I see.
And as you sort of you're
Well,
talking
they
about
seem
sneaking,
busy.
yeah, as you're talking about sneaking past them, you look off to the right and to the left, and a little bit further off to either side, there is a small building away to the west over here. A small squarish building. There's a little uh, pool of lava or very hot rock pressed right up against the wall of it. From inside, there's a fairly steady plume of smoke coming up from it. On the other side, away to the east, there is a similar building, a little bit different shaped. Again, lava pressed right up against the side, or at least very hot rock. This one also has some smoke or steam rising through it. Could I get a quick perception from whoever would like to be in charge of the ears of the party?
I could do it.
I believe
I
you.
could assist.
Yeah, Clog sneaks in there and gets the ears up first. Clog, you can hear, aside from the steady kind of bubbling rumble of active volcanic activity, constant volcanic activity, a pretty rhythmic clang thump forge, smithing, some sort of industry noise. And it's coming from both sides. Both of those buildings, there's a pretty good kang, kang, kang noise coming from them.
Huh. I didn't know a dragon would employ someone with a forge or smithing.
I'm curious what they're building.
That's probably who these guys work for.
What do you guys think? Should we go to one of those buildings?
Let's just go talk to the kobolds.
I think that would be the best course.
What's that?
I think that would be the best course of action, that we engage in our initial diplomacy with these kobolds.
Yeah,
They
could be a
seem
good
to-
practice round, I suppose. I don't speak whatever that is.
It's draconic.
Ah,
I do.
very good. Ah, very good. Okay. That's
How's your ability to charismatic skills?
Well, I
You're
don't
gonna
think
get-
that really matters if I'm the only one that they can speak to.
Well, it matters if we should do it at all.
I don't think we really have a choice.
So,
Stavrum doesn't want to stay behind. He can't sneak past, so we have to go talk to them.
so what I'm
We
hearing,
have gifts, so it'll be fine.
what I'm hearing is you'd like to make an approach. I think among the things that are probably going to happen, because it seems like you're trying to put a good foot forward, we'll want a charisma check from whoever's just looking friendly and non-threatening. We'll want a persuasion check from whoever is talking. That could be the same person. And then any other skill sets that you would like to deploy to assist. And to Thor's Hammer, thanks for hanging out. Have a great time in Netherdeep, and I'm interested to see how this turns out too. So who might be doing what skill wise? Let's think about the mechanics that you're going to throw, and then let's see what happens based on what the mechanics results are.
I'm quite good at looking non-threatening.
Okay, so I think I hear Farnsworth is playing face, maybe just rolling a straight charisma. Hey, it's fine, guys. Look, I'm a friendly little person. Persian, I think, is the talker, so I think the persuasion's happening from Persian.
Yeah. My suggestion would be that me and Farnsworth go ahead, and you guys just look threatening.
Oh, and then the muscle in the background. Okay, that would be like an intimidation. Who's going to handle the intimidation side of things? Stevram, Tolgorn, or Clog?
I'm
I'm
not
not
all that
good
intimidating.
at
Okay.
It'd be
I guess that would
a
be
feat
me.
of strength or something to
All right.
show off the.
Yeah,
Ah,
Tolgorn's got the intimidation going. Anything else that we can think of that you want to throw in there?
one of us should, perhaps one of the strong ones hanging back could hold the chest, and perhaps we could present it as we are delivering this to
Shiny.
the dragon. I don't think the kobolds would want to get in the way of that,
Okay.
right? I
I will
doubt they'd want to step in the way of that.
I will say shiny is probably just an add-on to the Farnsworth. If someone would like to do the shiny, I think Farnsworth can roll with advantage because harmless and pretty. And any other ideas that we can toss around? I think Clog might be the only one not doing something at the moment.
Well, I can show make a show of strength. I might pick
Cool.
up the donkey or something. I don't know.
Okay. I feel like that'll lean into Tolgorn's intimidation roll. So
Right.
let's go Farnsworth with advantage on the charisma check, Pearson straight on the persuasion, and then Tolgorn advantage on the intimidate. Let's see what we're dealing with here. The talking's going a little creatively. There's one reroll in the pot if it would like to be deployed.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that.
All right. Bringing it up to an 11, and Tolgorn, you had advantage. Give me one more roll, please. Oh no, wait, you did have the advantage in there. Sorry about that. It was just a little bit of a low roll set. We got a 22, a 10, and an 11, and that does bring us above the average that I needed. The kobolds sort of like whip around, like start spinning up the slings, and then you're like, shiny stuff, friendly, nice. And like, all right, they slow the slings down, but they're still standing there. Like, what you doing? Wise you, sir?
We have presents for the dragon.
You bring such big presents. You're wise. Good, good, good. What presents? We deliver them for you.
No, we were told to bring it directly to her.
Conversation there.
If you want, you could show us the way.
That's a good idea, but we can't accompany you until we finish our mission for Anil and for Scored.
Who are they?
They're the Smiths.
And they both need this piece?
Scored needs it more. No, Anil needs it more. No, Scored's gonna kill us. No, Anil's gonna. And they start that fight again. And it seems as though they're very concerned that whoever doesn't get this thing is gonna murder them.
And what is it?
It's just a chunk of metal. It looks like came from a wagon at some point. It's nothing special. It's just a big chunk of metal. No, Scored needs the raw materials. No, Anil needs the raw materials.
I think so. That must be the two that are in those buildings.
Yes.
I'm saying that the kobolds probably don't understand me, but my other party members would know that.
So you guys can't take us to the dragon.
We can take you to the dragon as soon as this is solved.
why don't you try and split that piece in two and you could each have half?
Yeah, you guys can share.
Like one of the kobold walks over and like sarcastically it grabs him like, "Her!" It's like as big around as they are in solid metal. Like, that didn't work. Great idea. Anir needs it more. Scar needs it more.
Does
Anir needs it.
Farnsworth understand
Huh?
what's going on here, or is it just all squawks? Does Farnsworth understand? Because I have an idea as a player, but I don't know if Farnsworth knows
I
exactly.
think
I-
translations are happening.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
translate.
Oh,
for
okay.
you.
So he might produce. He carries daggers for throwing, and maybe produce some daggers. And if it's metal you need, perhaps one of you could take this to Skorg, and
Oh. And
the other
they
take
like
that
they
hunk
like
too.
they like hold the dagger in one hand and like, ugh, it's not quite even. Do you have more?
We have some short swords that we took from the bandit guys.
All right.
Can
And
throw those in.
they start making a pile. Still feels a little light.
Well, honestly, you're bringing something back. That's something, right?
Does your boss even know that this particular piece of metal exists?
No. And then like that's the best idea ever. So it's like, well, if they don't know, but they get something that's big enough, then they won't kill us. So the two groups split up, and one's got a pile of swords, the other one's dragging away this big hunk of metal, and they start to head off in opposite directions and just kind of leave you standing there for the moment. They'll probably be a minute or five dragging across, the 200 or 300 feet they've got, and you can see the two little buildings off in the distance. As they're walking away, completely ignoring you, what might the party be doing?
Did they say that they were coming back to guide us up, or should we, or
No,
are
they
we on
just
our
left.
own? Just go up there.
Um,
Or
I'm curious to see what they're making. I wouldn't mind going to see what one of them is making at least.
Should we follow the one with the swords? So at least we.
Swords are headed to the right, to the east.
All right.
Up to you guys. We might end up dying, but
It seems likely ever since we started this quest. Yeah, this will go along. Might
Sure.
as well see some sights first.
So the kobolds are headed off to the east, and you sort of trail along after them. They don't seem to mind. And as you kind of get over in that direction, they reach the little doorway there, and then they open the door. And you can be as far back or forward as you'd like to be. Two quick questions. Bandit and Mule. What are you doing with those three?
I think they got to come with us.
Yeah.
Do we gotta? And they like kind of protest, but they've kind of sort of given up, on getting away. So they come after. As you reach that area, the kobolds come up to the door. They put their hands up on the door like they're feeling around for something. And whatever they're feeling around for seems okay. And then they open the doors. And as they do so, hot and bright escape at maximum velocity.
Could we see into the building?
Oh, yeah. Inside, a salamander, massive creature. Body sort of draconic up at the top, a little bit of a snout on it, big scaly body, just radiating heat, is working on a wall that is just glowing hot stone and an open kind of furnace. It's just taking and holding metal in, pulling it out, smashing it together, just working the metal with its hands, and then moving it over and continuing. Once it's got some lumps that it's working on, then it moves over to some tools on the far wall away from where the heat is, brings those over and starts that smashing again. Ka-kang, ka-kang, ka-kang. It's, kobolds are starting to sort of like get ready to present the swords. You've got like a second or two if you want to dive out of the way so that it can't see you when it turns around. Or you can stand there and say hi. What might you be doing before it notices you?
Uh, from where we are, is there really any cover?
It would just be kind of sprinting to get out of line of sight of the doorway. Like if you just ran in one direction fast enough, you might not be on the angle it can see you.
Yeah, I think I would do that.
That's
Yeah.
what we'll do.
For some
Mo-
reason, it just doesn't seem like a good idea anymore.
Okay. So you just all start booking it. Can I get a quick batch of stealth rolls? It's really more just booking it, but could I get a quick batch of stealth rolls? We'd like to see an average above 10. The 23 looks like it's going to save you from the 7 and the 5. Let's see here. 20, 17, 30. Yes, you're at least above the 10. Am I missing anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got everybody. So you get scampered out of the way. Um, there's some conversation that goes on. The swords are handed in. You can hear the clangs. You can hear some talking going on in there. It is speaking a language that you don't know, maybe. Does anyone speak Ignan or any of the primordial languages?
No.
Okay. So whatever it's saying, you don't understand, but it also looks like maybe the kobolds don't either. And they come scampering your
Fantastic
way.
speaks Infernal. I don't know if that counts.
No, this would be one of the elemental languages. So a few seconds later, the kobolds come booking it out of there. Their scales are slightly glowing, even in the warm area of the volcano here. They're steaming up a little bit. But they're out unharmed, swords deposited, and kind of jogging back your way.
Does that thing seem friendly?
Um, they didn't kill us.
Do you just go around collecting metal for it?
Yeah, it makes things for the mistress. For the great dragon Silvek.
Ah. And are you allowed to
This
go see the great dragon?
We can now.
Oh, fantastic. Lead the way.
And they just start hiking up the peak. Around the same time, the other kobolds are coming back, sort of heading up in that direction. You can see that they're sort of like double timing it, trying to run to catch up. The ones that you're walking with are like, no, no, a little faster. A little Come on, come on. Hurry up. We want to get there before they do. Do you double time it with them?
Sure.
Okay. So you're kind of, hurrying up. As you go up, you can see that the scree or the stones that you're traveling on are all almost volcanic in nature. But as you're coming up here, you can see that the hills crest into the four peaks, and my reveal area tool is not working. There we go. And then there are three sort of constructions. One is a little room or house, and that is built into the reverse side of the peak. So this sort of tops out in this range right here. So that is the highest point there. And then this is sort of built against the little ledge there. And then there's two ramps, just sort of pointing up towards the sky. The first one goes from maybe 5 to 10 feet up, lifted up on a pile of stones, kind of ramping up. There's a break of about 15 or 20 feet, and then another little ramp sticking up in the air, going up to maybe 40, 45 feet. It doesn't make a lot of sense if you're just looking at it.
So where's the dragon?
It's like a Super Mario level. Right? This is what I'm picturing. Is it like that? Like there's a platform and then you have to
Yeah, a little
like a gap.
yeah, a little platform, a little gap, and then another
Uh,
platform. And as you ask, where's the dragon? Um, almost on cue, you see the serpentine winged form of a red dragon emerge from that far side of that building. It must be a entrance or a doorway, something along those lines. She doesn't go up the ramp like she's on a launch. She just works her way out and around and starts heading over towards this pool of magma that's over there. As she approaches, you can see a bit of a bubble and a spurt and a column of about 10 foot across, 20-foot high lava just rises up and then splashes down. Some more spills over and starts to cool, and the mountain gains another couple of inches. There's a dragon up the hill. What might you all be doing?
Well, we came here to see a dragon. I guess let's go talk to a dragon.
all right. Would your friends like to make the introduction? Should they announce us or should we just
What do you think, you guys? You want to score some brownie points with the dragon?
And like as soon as you say that, they are just clamoring, hollering, jumping up in the air, waving their hands, howling, growling, trying to get Sithbek's attention. And the dragon just sort of casually looks down, eyes you, gives a little like whoosh, little puff of fire and smoke, super casual, and just sort of starts to stroll down in your direction. The kobolds throw themselves to the ground, waving their arms in praise. Sithbek continues down.
should we bow? I
Yes.
kind
Sure.
of feel like we should bow.
Yes.
Couldn't hurt.
We come to parley, as I bow.
As she makes her way down, just gliding over the ground, you can see that pool of magma just continue to rise, bubble over, and stream down. Vents go off in the background, steam. She likes to make an entrance. She's uphill of you. It's maybe a rise of only 15, 20 feet between the level you're on and the level she's at, but she arcs herself up, and so she's looking down at you. Her wings spread. You can see the red fading to almost the bluish black of burnt metal at the tips. The horns shine. The scales, nice deep red. She's been somewhere hot recently.
Very impressive.
Why have you come to my mountain? She asks in common.
We come bearing gifts. The gesture to the chest and the donkey and I guess a prisoner.
They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
And perhaps a bargain.
The gifts are wise, the bargain unexpected.
It's a bargain that'll lead to more gifts.
Show me these gifts. I'm curious enough to tolerate you.
We'll open the chest.
And she sort of like looks down. The chest you're opening is the chest of polished stones?
Yes.
You sort of open the chest and she looks at those. That is dross. Those are but stones.
Yes, but they're stones that symbolize the hard work of many who would be honored for someone as such as yourself to possess them. Many hours of work, grueling. Oh, you should the noise alone. You should hear it. You wouldn't want to, but they hear it. They listen, and their ears are ringing for you.
And how about the first of our persuasion style attempts. Let's see a high number.
About more nonsensical than it.
It's a thing. 19. So that's a pretty good
Oh wait.
establishing. I suppose that's
It's all uphill from there. Trust me.
oh, there are more. Good, you may
Oh, of
survive
course.
this.
What's next? Snack, perhaps? Point to the donkey.
So, as you say, snack perhaps. Could I have someone from the party give me an animal handling to get the mule to move in the direction of a hungry dragon, and not spoil the "this is for you" offering? Who'd like to handle the animal handling?
Could we
Never
argue
barter on
for
an
a
empty stomach.
Say it
check?
again.
Could we argue on a strength check?
Could you?
I'm just gonna
Could
force
you
it
just
out.
carry the mule? I'm willing to hear that.
I'm just thinking that we have strong people in our group, so
If somebody just
I'll-
wants to manhandle it up there, I do remember that you do have your inspirations, so you're getting towards the end of the session.
I'm glad you mentioned
I've
that.
got a +3 on animal handling if you want me to try it.
Tolgar,
I
okay,
I will
4, so
to do the strength check if you want me to do that.
sure. Whoever's willing to head towards the dragon with the mule when it's thinking it's hungry time.
I'll assist.
Sure. Oh, so Clog gives it the old heave ho. Just kind of hauls the mule up there, puts it down. The dragon affixes the mule with its gaze. As it does so, Clog, you get a little bit of a side effect there. As you move forward and then try to retreat, you're hit with the dragon's terrifying gaze.
What does that do?
That
It's
doesn't
gonna
sound good.
it's gonna require a saving throw, except my saving throw just escaped from me. One moment, please. Here. Apologies, a thing escaped. Could I have a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw from you?
Oh dear.
Maybe inspiration.
An 8. Clog, you maybe kind of lock up there as she just walks down, reaches down, and bites this mule in half. Not, half down the middle, taking the half out of the middle, leaving a quarter on each side, and then withdrawing as she chews on the middle bits. The hooves and legs and head and tail just fall away in the middle, and you stand there beside it. She chews, watching you.
you are an amazing creature.
Ooh, that sounded like a compliment. Perzin, could I get a persuasion from you, please? Ooh, we're doing well on those. We've racked up 2 persuasion successes so far, and we have fed the dragon. Doing good. She's watching, she's chewing, savoring. Farnsworth, someone else. Presentation for the next.
Now we're saving the best gifts for last, but before we do reveal those, just a smidgen of bad news potentially. You do have competition. No competition for you, but I mean, you have an encroacher, if you will, that we just wish to inform you of. Another worm has made his way into your territory to the south there, and we thought you just might like to know about it. Black Dragon.
Okay. And how about let's go. I'm gonna say intimidation, Farnsworth, on this one, And could I have from someone
Oh crap!
else an
Really?
insight?
Oh snaps! Wait, I'm intimidating.
Yeah, Farnsworth for the
Or
intimidation.
Farnsworth? Okay.
You're presenting the intimidating news. Stevrum's got the insight. Farnsworth got the
Mhm.
intimidation. Well done. This hits home a bit. She seems collected, but those pools that are bubbling in the background react. She's maybe schooled her face, but not her lair. And you can see this has got her on edge for the moment. You've definitely got her attention. You've got the persuasion. You've got the lineup. It's probably time for the pitch. What's the deal? What's the favor and what's the pay?
Well, I believe the Meticular Deep has asked for your assistance in dealing with this interloper.
Just go on, I'm listening.
They're going to offer you uh, art. Is that correct?
Art, a illustration of the magic item, and you present that
And
concept.
some magic items. It's a decanter of endless water. I thought that
Farnsworth is doing his best
strange
Vanna
gift
White. Hmm.
for a red dragon, but this is what they gave us for you.
Sounds good. And I think, uh, you know what? That was an interesting angle. Calling out that this is maybe not what a red dragon might want. Shows some knowledge. Where would you say that came from? Is that a nature on your behalf, an arcana, a history, something that you've incited just from watching? Where did that
Um,
idea come from?
uh, I've been studying dragons all my life.
Okay.
Uh, Eventually, if this guy makes it to level 3, he wants to be a Drake Warden. So he's very interested in dragons and Dragonkin.
Sure. Give me the skill set that sourced that idea.
I would say insight.
I'm willing to see it.
Inspiration. Inspiration.
Ooh, that was a little low.
Forgot about the inspiration.
Are you using your inspiration on it?
Yeah, I can use my
All right.
inspiration.
Go ahead and hit it.
That's no better.
Didn't help. Still an 8, but it's maybe a little tone deaf when you said, "Here's a present, but you're not gonna like it." Um, and she's like, "Well, then why did you choose that one for me? Um,
We didn't
why did you let? Why did you bring it to me if you knew it was something I would not like?"
because we were told to come and contact you. If you are unhappy with this gift, we certainly could go back and tell them that you want something better.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like we're bringing that around to the opening of that conversation with them. Starting the negotiation. So you have hit the goals that I was aiming for a success here. Now it's a question of, do you want to try and push your luck? So she says, I understand humans can't understand my kind. Gifts are acceptable, and even if they are not the most fitting, I can guide you and teach you what I need. Send your.
I would accept any knowledge that you have.
So that part's gone well. A commitment to assist with the Black Dragon, though, hasn't happened yet. You'd maybe be pushing your luck. I would say we can come up with 2 more ideas to get that to come through. 2 more skill checks. But you would need 2 successes. We're looking for 15s or highers. And we need to avoid the failure. Failures would be 7s or lowers. Um, do we want to push our luck, or are we backing away respectfully now? Which way are you thinking?
Well, I would like to point out that your minions down there are building something. Perhaps the Meticular Deep could be of assistance in providing materials for you.
That's a good set. Well done. For that one, what led you to that idea? Which skill set do you want to do? Is this just a straight persuasion you're thinking about, or are you leaning on something else?
Just trying to survive. Um,
Uh, sure, survival. Your gut instinct reaction. Let's see your survival check there. 16's one on the other, one on the good side. So Persian's kind of said, "Hey, we want to get out of here alive. What can we do to help?" The other four, anybody got a supporting idea? Something to bring it home.
I was told that your particular type of dragon enjoys things of the historical nature and the goings on of the area around you. You like to remain informed and whatnot.
Of
I'm playing off of
course.
what Toma said earlier. I hope it's true.
Yeah,
Uh,
any
uh,
ruler is interested in knowing the goings on of their domain.
mm. I have taken upon myself to set out to build a museum of sorts, celebrating major events in the area, and of which I'm sure the majority are a result of your actions and deeds. Therefore, I was thinking this museum might double as sort of a shrine almost to your greatness, if we were to include some of the things that you've accomplished and you know in the I'm just
Ooh,
just an idea, throwing it out there. It's something I'm
buttering both sides of the bread there. Is that honest?
yeah, he really wants to do it.
Okay. So I was just checking there. So I would say performance, persuasion, or history would be three that I would think you're leading into, either because this is a museum for history, this is a attraction performance, or this is persuasion. You're talking about it. Which way do we want to go here?
Well,
you have
persuasion with
inspiration.
inspiration. Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's see it. 15 or better.
Oh,
16 is one better than you need. So with that, things are looking good. It takes a little bit more conversation, of course. You sit down, it's hours and hours. She's a dragon, she takes her time. But at the end of it, you feel that yes, she will and does consider those lands her domain. And she will put on a demonstration of her power and might to roust this interloper, Dusktooth. There will be conversations when it comes time to strike against the Black Dragon as to how best that might happen. We'll save that for the future. But the party successfully uh, prepares to depart. Now, I do want to make sure that I understood. The bandits are being left in Sithbek's tender care, is what I think I heard.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
The bandits are left behind like, oh, come on, not cool, guys. But we'll see how that plays out. There are other mortals alive on the mountain. Maybe Sithbek's in a good mood.
I one thing, Casey, I wanted to, I guess, throw in there when in the conversations is the current events of like the were
Mhm.
rats and kind of all that information.
Sure.
So
So yeah, that is part of what gets exchanged there is the goings on of the area. You sort of outline some of the details. We're skipping here.
sure.
Where the boundaries are going to be, where these great gifts are coming from. How her power extends beyond her own flight range. Those sorts of niceties you manage to speak, and eventually the Matricular Deep will start sending envoys more directly as well. Um, from there, the party, I think, is about ready to depart. They head back down the mountainside. They make their way back into the swamps, and I think it's a fairly straight shot back. Before we say that, though, would you be so kind as to roll me one last fateful d20? Don't roll a 1, please. A 7. You all arrive back home without the sniffles or a cold or any such lingering nonsense that might have inflicted you along the way. You make your way back and forth across the bridge, and you are richer for your things. Now, Alfred, when you return back, mentions the other half of your reward, the 100 gold up front, was one piece of it, but the other piece was your choice of a enchanted stave, similar to the one we gave, able to produce flowers upon demand. We can enchant any item of your choice with an ever-burning flame. A piece there. Um, so please consider that and let me know, and that item will be provided as a service from the Matricular Deep. You are rewarded and thanked and turned loose from there. When you happen to mention those grubs, you are informed that that was excellent thinking on Stevrin's part. Those will dig straight into your heart if left unattended. Um, Rot grubs are quite nasty, and thank you for reporting such things as being a danger.
Also, the boar.
Also, the boar
Peculiar.
was
Yes.
afflicted by the rot grubs. So that's where that all comes together. The rot grubs were infesting the area, had infected the boar, killed it somewhere in the mud that you tracked away, and then you scraped off, leaving them in the ground. They gathered and then started heading for the bandits, but you got in the way. Sometime later, I think, people will return to set fire to that copse and make sure those grubs don't get out. But one of the dangers of an area infested and starting to fall under a black dragon's sway, all sorts of nasty critters start showing up. So, congratulations, everybody. Successfully making your way through this little encounter, conversing with a dragon, offering goods, and not losing them to bandits along the way. Any questions, comments, concerns, things we want to shout out before we head off?
For the ever-burning enchantment, I'm trying to decide pipe or painting. What if you know? That might be interesting.
So yeah, Eternal Flame. I go either way. But we'll take care of that bit off screen. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for the re-rolls. The players made good use of them. If you like what we've been doing, swing by the Discord, check out the YouTube, hit us up on Twitch. We're all over the place, 20 sides to every story. And I don't know who's doing the next community campaign, but we've got stuff coming up over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure there's a little
Gabe's got one going on.
What's that one?
I believe Gabe's got one going on.
Ooh, awesome. Gabe's running the Cron Hills one, right?
Yeah.
He's got the Return of the Dun Drun? Dern?
Droon.
Droon, thank you, Droon. He's got some cool stuff going with the deep lore and history. I like what's going on there.
I believe it's To Catch a Werewolf.
One or
Yes.
Say it again?
is that a tier 2?
That would be a tier 1. I think Alex has got the tier 2s going on out near the town of Rastor at the moment, hanging out with the monastery down there, heading for the Princes of the Apocalypse or Return to the Temple of Elemental Evil content. So, but keep an eye out for that stuff, and otherwise, we'll be back when we're back. Check out the schedule for that. Thanks all.
Good night, everyone.